So, good evening, students.
Good evening, Kak.
How are you? How are you today? How was your day?
I'm fine. How about you?
I'm fine too, but a little bit tired because, I stayed up late yesterday because I have something to do. So today, do you know what is our topic today?
About passive voice.
Yeah, exactly. It's about passive voice. Have you read the material?
Yes.
Yes. What do you think about the material? Have you learned about passive voice?
Yes.
Yes. How about the others? Dian, Getia, and Miranda? Have you learned about passive voice or passive sentence?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you understand about that topic? Or still confused?
A little bit.
Little bit confused. Okay. It's okay. Now I'm gonna share a screen for you. And this is about passive voice. So have you received the screen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, well.
Yes.
So welcome to Pet Online, my program in KMBD Undiksa, practicing English today through online. So I think I don't need to explain you again about our classroom rules because I have already explained it in our first meeting, and I do believe that you already understand about these rules. And today we are going to learn about passive voice. So what is actually passive voice? Before we jump to the definition of passive voice, sebelum kita lanjut ke definisi, kira-kira ada yang tahu nggak kira-kira passive voice itu seperti apa? Atau lebih gampang itu adalah passive sentence. Ada yang tahu kira-kira passive voice itu apa? Ada yang bisa memberikan argumen? Dalam bahasa Indonesia, passive voice itu sama artinya dengan kalimat pasif. Kira-kira kalimat pasif itu apa ya? Ada yang mau memberikan opini?
Menurut saya, kalimat pasif itu adalah suatu bentuk kalimat yang dimana subjeknya dikenai aksi atau penerima tindakan kata kerja, sedangkan objeknya yang sebagai pelaku.
Can you try to speak in English, Miranda? It's good explanation, but can you try to speak in English?
Enggak,
Can you do that?
tidak.
No? Okay, well, it's okay. So Santi already joined it. Hi, Santi. Hi, how are you?
I'm fine.
Okay, well, so today's material is about passive voice, and have you received the script?
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you. And thank you, Miranda, for your opinion. It's a great explanation in Indonesia, but I want to have another students to share their opinion about passive voice. Yang lain kira-kira bagaimana? Ada yang punya opini mengenai passive voice? Ada? Jika ada, you can raise up your hand. Nggak apa-apa kalau misalkan salah. Okay, please, Budi. What is passive voice?
In my opinion, passive voice means that the subject is a receipt of a verb action. I think like that.
Yeah. The subject receives the action of the verb. So to make it more clear, I will give you the explanation about what is passive voice. Oke, jadi mohon diperhatikan dengan baik. Ini adalah pengertian dari passive voice. So, what is passive voice? Basically, passive voice is a kind of sentence in which this sentence emphasize on the action of the verbs. Jadi biasanya kalimat pasif ini yang ditekankan dalam kalimat ini adalah aksi yang dilakukan oleh si object. Dan di sini penting diketahui bahwa dalam sebuah kalimat pasif yang menjadi subjek itu tidak menerima, tidak melakukan suatu aktivitas, tapi dia yang menerima aksi dari yang dilakukan oleh si objek itu sendiri. Jadi bisa dibaca, in a passive sentence, the subject performs as a recipient who receives the action of the verbs, and the object performs as the doer who does the action to the subject. Jadi di dalam kalimat pasif, si subjek berperan sebagai penerima dari aksi itu. Sementara di sini objeklah yang melakukan aktivitas itu. Dalam kata lain, dia adalah sebagai doer. Oke, paham? Bisa dipahami sampai sana dulu pengertian dari passive voice?
Bisa.
Bisa? Yang lainnya bisa? Yang lainnya bisa dipahami?
Bisa.
Okay, well. So can we continue to the next slide? Bisa dilanjutkan ya?
Bisa.
Agar nanti bisa membedakan antara kalimat pasif dan kalimat aktif. Oke, kita lanjutkan. So now let's move to the next slide. Nah, lihat contoh di bawah ini. Oke, sudah dilihat contohnya? Ada 2 contoh di sini. Sudah diterima contohnya? Sudah terlihat di screen? Sudah ya?
Sudah.
Oke. Di sini adalah 2 contoh kalimat, 2 contoh kalimat, yaitu satu kalimat aktif, yang satunya adalah kalimat pasif. Kira-kira which one is the active sentence? The first one or the second one?
The first one.
Exactly. The first one is an active sentence and the second one is the passive sentence. Jadi kita lihat sekarang perbedaan antara aktif dan pasif. Jadi di sini kakak gunakan satu contoh kalimat saja. Dari kalimat aktif ini akan dirubah menjadi kalimat pasif. I wanna have Getia in here. Getia, would you like to read the examples? The first example?
Yes.
Yes, please.
A thief robs money in the bank.
A thief robs money in the bank. Masih ingat kira-kira ini jenis tenses apa?
Simple present tense.
Good. Thank you. This is kind of simple present tense. Ingat ya, ini dalam bentuk kalimat positif. A thief robs money in the bank. This is kind of active sentence. Di dalam kalimat aktif, si subjek di sini, subjeklah yang melakukan action itu sendiri. So, in here, the subject is a thief. The thief in here performs as the subject who does the action. Jadi dia yang melakukan aksi itu. Paham?
Paham.
Paham. Lalu, dia melakukan aksi, yaitu robs. Dalam hal ini adalah merampok. Kata kerja robs ini is followed by money as the object. Jadi di dalam kalimat pertama ini ada subjek, ada kata kerja, ada objek. Oke, jadi ini benar ya. This is a good sentence because it contains of subject, predicate, and also object. Sekarang kita lihat di saat dia dirubah menjadi kalimat pasif, maka kalimatnya akan berubah seperti ini. So I would like to have Dian in here. Dian, would you like to read the second sentence?
Yes.
Yeah, please.
Money is robbed by a thief in the bank.
Can you try to translate it in Indonesia?
Uang itu telah dirampok oleh pencuri di bank.
Okay, good. Money is robbed by a thief in the bank. Nah, di kalimat ini, in the second sentence, the subject is money, and the object is a thief. Meanwhile, in an active sentence, sementara di kalimat aktif yang jadi subjek adalah thief, dan yang jadi objek adalah money. Namun, saat dia dirubah menjadi bentuk pasif, maka objek di kalimat aktif akan berubah menjadi subjek. dan subjek di kalimat aktif akan berubah menjadi objek. So in a passive sentence, money is robbed by a thief in the bank. Money in here is a subject who doesn't do the action. It performs as recipient. Dia tidak ada melakukan aksi di sini subjeknya, tetapi dia menerima aksi. Lalu siapa yang memberikan aksi itu? Si objek. A thief in here is the object who does the action to the subject. It performs as doer. Dia yang melakukan. Atau doer biasanya diganti kata lainnya menjadi agent. Jadi kalau misalkan dalam kalimat pasif, kalian ketemu kata doer ataupun agent, itu artinya sama. Objek di dalam kalimat pasif, dia berperan sebagai doer ataupun agent. So, bisa dipahami?
Bisa, Kak.
Yang lainnya bisa dipahami? Bisa ya?
Bisa.
Bisa membedakan
Kak.
kalimat aktif dan kalimat pasif?
Bisa.
Bisa, nanti jangan
Bisa.
sampai keliru. So now let's move to the next part. This is important things that you need to pay attention when you want to make a passive voice or when you want to change an active voice into passive voice. Beberapa syarat yang perlu kalian perhatikan di saat kalian ingin membuat kalimat pasif ataupun ingin merubah sebuah kalimat aktif menjadi kalimat pasif. Biasanya, usually, a passive sentence is derived from an active sentence. Biasanya, di saat ada kalimat pasif, pasti dia berasal dari kalimat aktif sebelumnya. Lalu ada beberapa hal penting yang perlu diperhatikan, dan di sini kakak sudah menyebutkan beberapa contoh, dan di sini ada 2 contoh penting yang harus kalian perhatikan dalam membuat sebuah kalimat pasif. Apa saja itu? Lihat pada contoh yang pertama. The active sentence must consist of an object. Itu adalah syarat untuk membuat sebuah kalimat pasif. Oke? Dalam membuat kalimat pasif, yang sebelumnya kita ambil dari kalimat aktif, di kalimat aktif tersebut harus mengandung objek. Karena nantinya di saat itu dirubah menjadi kalimat pasif, objeklah yang akan berperan, objek di sana akan berperan sebagai subjek. Lalu, di saat kalimat aktif itu sendiri tidak memiliki objek, maka kita tidak akan bisa merubah kalimat tersebut menjadi kalimat pasif. Look an example. I eat 2 plates of red rice. So do you know what is the object of this sentence? I eat 2 plates of red rice. Kalian tahu di sini yang mana bagian dari objek di kalimat ini? Di kalimat I eat 2 plates of red rice. Ada yang tahu?
2 plates of French fries.
Yes, Santi? Can you repeat once again?
Rice.
2 plates of French fries.
Ya, 2 plates of red rice di sini berperan sebagai objek. Lalu kata kerjanya yang mana?
Eat.
It, exactly. It di sini berperan sebagai kata kerja, lalu 2 plates of rice di sini adalah objek. Lalu, apakah kalimat ini, kalimat aktif ini bisa dirubah menjadi kalimat pasif? Bisa, karena dia sudah ada objeknya, yaitu 2 plates of red rice. So, how if we change it into passive voice? Kalau misalkan kita rubah menjadi passive voice, maka dia akan menjadi seperti ini. Objeknya akan berubah menjadi subjek, subjeknya akan berubah menjadi objek. Maka akan menjadi 2 plates of red rice are eaten by me. Paham?
Paham.
2 piring nasi goreng dimakan oleh saya. By me di sini adalah sebagai doer-nya. Dia yang melakukan action kepada si subjek di sini, 2 plates of red rice. Lalu action-nya apa? Action-nya itu adalah memakan. Oke, paham sampai di sana dulu? Paham?
Paham.
Kalau sebelumnya di kalimat aktif, dia subjeknya adalah I, lalu di saat dia berubah menjadi kalimat pasif, dia akan berubah menjadi me. Tidak bisa kita gunakan 2 plates of red rice are eaten by I. No, you can't. You need to use the other pronoun. So, jadi pronoun dari I itu di saat dia menjadi objek pronoun, dia akan berubah menjadi me. Bisa dipahami?
Bisa.
Bisa. Itu yang pertama ya, syarat yang paling terpenting, kalimat aktifnya harus ada objeknya dulu. So, if it doesn't contain any object, the sentence cannot be changed into passive. Lalu yang kedua, hal yang harus diperhatikan adalah kata kerjanya bukanlah kata kerja intransitif. Kalian tahu apa itu kata kerja intransitif? Pernah dengar? Do you know what is intransitive verbs? No? Okay. What is intransitive verb? Intransitive verbs is a kind of verbs that isn't followed by any object. It can stand alone. Jadi, intransitive verbs itu adalah jenis kata kerja yang tidak perlu diikuti oleh objek di belakangnya. Jadi dia independen dia. Contohnya, terdapat pada kata kerja cry. I cry, you cry, she cries in her room. Apakah di kalimat ini kalian melihat ada objek? Apakah di dalam kalimat she cries in her room ada objek di sini?
Tidak.
No. Oke, berarti cries di sini adalah bagian dari intransitive verb. Jadi, kalau ada sebuah kalimat aktif menggunakan intransitive verb, maka dia tidak bisa dirubah menjadi kalimat pasif. Bisa dipahami? Okay. So that's the requirements to make a passive voice. And now, I wanna have Getia in here. Hi, Getia.
Hi.
Would you like to read the first sentence in here?
Okay.
Okay.
He
Organizes.
he organizes the company. He organizes the company.
He organizes the company. Okay. Di kalimat ini adalah bagian dari kalimat active voice. Okay. He organizes the company. It contains of subject, verb, and the object is the company. So in the second sentence, I wanna have Santi. Santi, would you like to read the sentence?
Yes. The company is organized by him.
The company is organized by him. Jadi, yang pertama, the first sentence is an active, the second sentence is a passive. Jadi, lihat di sini perubahannya dia. Subjek di kalimat aktif, dia akan berubah menjadi objek di kalimat pasif. Objek di kalimat aktif akan berubah menjadi subjek di kalimat pasif. Lalu kata kerjanya tetap. Yang membedakan adalah perubahan bentuk kata kerjanya. Jadi nanti kita akan membahas mengenai pattern, pola dari kalimat pasif. So sampai di sini dulu ada yang ditanyakan? Do you understand? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's move to the pattern. Same as the other sentences, whenever we learn about pattern of grammar, especially for the sentence, we will have 3 kinds of pattern: positive, negative, and interrogative. So this is the positive pattern of passive voice. Ini adalah rumus kalimat positif dari passive voice. Lalu apa saja itu? I wanna have Miranda in here to read the pattern. Would you like to read the pattern, Miranda?
Yes, Kak.
Yeah, please.
Yang pertama, S plus to be or es or am or are plus verb 3.
Verb 3, okay. Yang menjadi ciri khas dari kalimat pasif adalah dia akan menggunakan to be. Diikuti dengan kata kerja ketiga. Biasanya dalam bahasa Inggris, kata kerja pantang diikuti oleh to be, kecuali dia berbentuk verb ing. Ini beda kasus di tenses present continuous. Namun untuk kalimat pasif, to be digunakan diikuti oleh kata kerja ketiga. Jadi untuk bisa menguasai grammar pada bagian passive voice, selain kalian harus tahu dan paham mengenai rumusnya, yang harus kalian pelajari adalah mengenai perubahan kata kerja, baik regular or irregular verbs, that you have to remember the change of verb 1, verb 2, and verb 3. Kalian harus kuat di kata kerjanya. Misalkan kata kerja see, artinya melihat. Perubahan kata kerja ketiganya akan menjadi seperti apa? Itu yang harus menjadi bekal kalian. Jika kalian sudah tahu perubahan kata kerjanya, terutama pada bagian verb ketiga, maka kalian akan gampang dalam memahami positive pattern. Jadi, untuk kalimat positif di passive voice, dia harus ada subject, as usual, seperti biasa. Subject plus to be is MR plus verb 3. Ingat, kata kerjanya di sini menggunakan kata kerja ketiga untuk kalimat pasif. Lalu di sini, penggunaan to be, ini to be ada 3, is, am, are. Ini adalah to be present, because today we only learn about passive voice in a present form. Jadi kita belajar kalimat pasif untuk yang present dulu. Ada 3 jenis to be, is, am, dan are. Do you know when we use is, am, and are? Apa kalian tahu kapan kita menggunakan is, am, dan are?
Yes.
Who would like to explain it? When we use is, am, dan are? Raise up your hand.
Yeah.
I want to have Getia in here.
When we use is, are, when we use is, when the subject is she, it,
Good.
and when we use am, when the subject is I, and when we use are, the subject is they, you, they, we. Sorry.
Exactly. Thank you, Getia. We use is when the subject is she, he, it. We use am when the subject is only I. And we use are when the subject are, you, they, and we. Jadi, sekarang kita lihat pada contoh yang sudah kakak sediakan. I wanna have Miranda in here to read the first sentence.
Global warming is caused by the increasing of greenhouse gases.
Can you try to translate in Indonesia?
Global pemanasan global disebabkan oleh increasing itu apa ya, Kak?
Peningkatan gas rumah kaca. Rumah kaca. Greenhouse in here is not rumah hijau, but greenhouse is rumah kaca in here. Okay. So thank you, Miranda. Global warming is caused by the increasing of greenhouse gases. Jadi lihat pada penggunaan to be di sini. Is caused. Sudah dilihat? Caused di sini merupakan kata kerja bentuk ketiga, lalu to be yang digunakan adalah is. Why we use is, not am, not are? Anyone can answer it? Please, Budi.
Because global warming is the to be is it.
Yeah, not the to be, but the subject. It's part of third person singular, especially it. So we use is as the subject. We use is as the to be. So bisa dipahami? Bisa? Okay. How about the second one? I want to have Dian in here. Dian, would you like to read the second sentence?
Yes.
Please.
The walls are painted in green.
Can you translate in Indonesia?
Tembok telah Dilukis atau diwarnai dengan
Dilukis,
warna
ya,
hijau.
diwarnai dengan warna hijau.
Hijau.
Which one is the verb in here?
Painted.
Painted. So this is in form of verb 3. Painted ini adalah bentuk dari kata kerja ketiga. Lalu sebelum painted ini ada to be. Why do we use are in here? Do you know, Dian? Why do we use are in here?
Because the wall,
Yes,
not
because the
only
subject.
one.
Yeah, because the subject in here is plural. So we use are as the to be. Okay, bisa dipahami yang lainnya? Okay, the last one I wanna have Getia again. Getia, would you like to read the third sentence?
Yes. I'm kicked by a crazy boy.
I'm kicked by a crazy boy. The Indonesian?
Kick itu apa ya?
Kick. Anyone know what is kick in Indonesia?
Ditendang.
Yeah,
Tendang.
exactly. Ditendang.
Aku ditendang oleh seorang cowok gila gitu, crazy.
Yes, exactly. Laki-laki gila, ya. It's just kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm kicked by a crazy boy. This is kind of passive voice because if we translate it Indonesia, kata kerjanya itu adalah ditendang. Biasanya dalam bahasa Indonesia, kalimat pasif itu identik dengan diawali dengan di atau ter. Ditendang, diganggu, terbuang, terlempar. Kalimat aktifnya adalah meber. Itu biasanya dalam bahasa Indonesia, ya. Dalam bahasa Inggris kita menggunakan verb 3. To be followed by verb 3. So thank you, Getia. I'm kicked by a crazy boy. Why do we use we in here? Why do we use am in here as the to be? Because the subject is I. So ada yang ditanyakan dulu untuk bagian positive pattern-nya?
Tidak.
Do you get the explanation?
Yeah.
Yes? Now
Yeah.
let's move to the next pattern. Nah, ini adalah pattern untuk kalimat negatif. Biasa, identik seperti biasa. Kalau negative pattern is identic with the word not, yaitu kata tidak. Untuk rumusnya bagaimana? I wanna have something here to read the pattern.
Okay, the pattern is subject plus to be plus is MR plus not plus verb 3 past participle.
Yeah, thank you, Santi. So the negative pattern of passive voice is subject followed by to be is MR plus not plus verb 3. Atau kata lain dari verb 3 itu adalah past participle. So now have a look for these sentences. I want to have Budi in here to read the first sentence. So Budi, please read the first sentence.
An email is not received by the manager.
An email is not received by the manager. Sebuah email tidak diterima oleh manajer itu. Yeah, exactly. So we use to be in here. The to be is because the subject is an email, which is it is a singular. So the to be is and followed by the word not and the use of verb 3. Yes, Budi, would you like to ask something?
Why number 2 and 3 you didn't put not?
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. Thank you. I just realized it. I'm sorry. Okay, let me change this. It's not read. Thank you, Budi, to be critical. Well done. Okay, all right. For the first sentence, ada yang mau ditanyakan? Kira-kira paham nggak untuk formula dari negative pattern-nya. Bisa dipahami? Bisa ya, yang
Bisa.
lainnya bisa? So now let's move to the second sentence. I want to have Miranda in here. Miranda, please read the example.
Okay. The novel is not read 3 times a week.
Can you repeat once again? Can you repeat once again? Miranda, can you repeat once again? Bisa diulangi lagi sekali?
The novel is not read 3 times a week.
What is read in Indonesia?
Baca.
Membaca. Kalimat pasifnya akan menjadi dibaca, kan? Okay. But you
Ya.
know, read is the verb one or the infinitive verb. Dia adalah kata kerja pertama. Lalu untuk kata kerja kedua dan ketiga dari read, penulisannya sama, tetap dia seperti ini, R-E-A-N-D, but the way you pronounce it is different. Cara mengucapkannya beda. Read untuk kata kerja pertama, kata kerja kedua dan ketiganya dia dibaca read. Okay? Not read. Read, read, read. Okay? Can you repeat once again, Miranda?
Okay. The novel is not read 3 times a week.
The novel is not read 3 times a week. Okay. Jadi di sini adalah contoh kalimat negatif dari passive voice. The novel isn't read 3 times a week. Number 3, I want to have Dian in here. Dian, would you like to read the last sentence?
Yes.
Yeah, please.
The flights are not delayed because of the horrible storm.
Would you like to repeat once again?
The flights are not delayed because of the horrible storm.
The horrible. Can you translate it in Indonesia? In Indonesia? Can you translate it in Indonesia?
Delay itu apa, Kak?
Delayed means, oke, sebelum Kak kasih tahu, yang lainnya ada yang tahu delay itu apa?
Ditunda.
Exactly, delay itu ditunda. Can you translate it in Indonesia, Dian, please? The flights are not delayed because of the horrible storm.
Penerbangan tidak ditunda
Karena
karena horrible itu apa?
horrible itu it's kind of ganas bisa. So horrible storm is kind of badai besar ya. Badai besar. Can you repeat once again?
Penerbangan tidak dibatalkan karena badai.
Karena badai yang besar. Okay. Yeah. The flights are not delayed because of the horrible storm. Okay. Do you know why we use are as the to be in here?
Because the flight not only one.
Exactly. The flight in here is not only one, but this is plural. So we need to use are as the to be and followed by the word not and the use of verb 3. Okay. So that's all the pattern of negative pattern in passive voice. Do you have any questions?
No.
No? Untuk yang lainnya kira-kira bisa dipahami untuk rumusnya?
Bisa.
Bisa ya? Okay. Now, we move to the last pattern. We continue for the next pattern.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I'm so sorry for this inconvenience, but I hope that everything is well. Now let's move to the last pattern. It's about interrogative pattern atau kalimat pertanyaan. So I wanna have something here to read the pattern of passive voice, the interrogative pattern. Please, Santi.
Okay. To be or is, am, are, plus subject, plus verb 3 or past participle, plus question mark.
Good, question mark. Okay. The pattern of interrogative pattern of passive voice is to be plus subject plus verb 3 and don't forget to put question mark. Jadi seperti rumus-rumus sebelumnya, kita saat kita memiliki kalimat pertanyaan, maka strukturnya adalah to be-nya akan selalu berada di depan, entah dia itu to be ataupun to be bantu. Lalu setelah to be diikuti oleh subject dan tetap menggunakan verb ketiga. Jangan lupa untuk tambahkan question mark to make it more clear that it is interrogative pattern. And I have provided you some examples of interrogative pattern. So for the first question, for the first sentence, I wanna have Getia in here to read the sentence. Please, Getia.
Okay. Is the cake eaten by your mother?
Can you translate in Indonesia?
Ya. Apakah kuenya dimakan oleh ibumu?
Ya. Apakah kue itu dimakan oleh ibumu? Is the cake eaten by your mother? So remember, when you want to make the interrogative pattern of passive voice, pada bagian kalimat pertanyaan, the first one that you have to do is you need to put to be in the first sentence, followed by the subject and of course the use of verb 3. Jadi tetap penggunaan verb 3 di sini untuk kalimat pasif, dan yang membedakan adalah to be-nya berada di depan. Okay, do you get my point? Do you understand it?
Yes.
Yes? Thank you, Getia. Now I wanna have Dian to read the second sentence. Please, Dian.
Is the tree planted by the man?
Is the tree planted by the man? Okay, can you translate in Indonesia?
Apakah pohon itu ditanam oleh seorang pria?
Apakah pohon itu ditanam oleh seorang pria? Good, exactly. Okay, di sini kita menggunakan is as the to be because which one is the subject? Oke, di kalimat nomor 2 ini, which one is the subject?
Tree plant. Tree.
Raise up your hand. The other students? Okay, well, I want to have Santi. Santi, which one is the subject in here? In the second
tree.
sentence.
The tree.
Good. The tree is the subject, and which one is the verb?
Plant.
Planted.
Planted.
Yeah, because this is the verb, the verb 3. If this is the verb 1, you can read plant. Well, is the tree planted by the man? This is a kind of interrogative pattern of passive voice. Thank you, Santi. And the last one, I wanna have Getia. So Getia, are you there?
Yes.
Would you like to read the last sentence of the interrogative pattern?
Okay. Are you hit by a car?
Are you hit by a car? So Getia, are you hit by a car?
No.
No. Okay. Do you know why we use are in here as the to be? Why don't we use is or am?
M. Are you hit by are you? Because the subject is you.
The subject is you. Yeah, exactly. When the subject is you, so the to be will be are. Do you know which one is the verb in here?
Hit.
Hit. Do you know what is hit?
Kayak gimana ya? Kayak memukul gitu.
Yeah, hit can be memukul. So in here, the word hit has several meanings, punya beberapa arti. It depends on the context. You can say hit is memukul, but in this context, hit also means ditabrak. Okay? Are you hit by a car? Apakah kamu ditabrak oleh sebuah mobil? Okay, I'm sorry. I just have like a slip tongue. Okay, so this is the examples of interrogative pattern. So, do you understand about my explanation? Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We already learned about all the pattern from positive, interrogative, and also negative pattern. Do you have any questions about this pattern? Do you have any questions?
No.
No? How about the others? Do you understand it?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Do you remember the pattern of passive voice? All the pattern?
Yes.
Nah, so I wanna test you now. I wanna have Miranda. Okay, Miranda, are you there?
Yes.
Yes. Do you still remember what is the pattern of positive for the passive voice?
Okay. The pattern is subject plus to be is are plus verb 3 or past participle.
Good, thank you. Subject plus to be plus verb 3 or past
Verb 3.
participle. Do you know when we use to be is am and are?
Yes.
When?
We use am when the subject is I, and use to be is when the subject is she, he, it, and use are when subject is they, are, you, Dewi. You, Dewi.
Thank you, Miranda. Can you give applause to your friends? Good. Now, I want to have Budi. Budi, do you still remember about the negative pattern of passive voice, passive sentence, the negative pattern? What is that?
So the pattern of negative sentence is subject plus to be, is, am, or are, plus not, and plus verb 3 or past participle.
Can you try to make a sentence of the negative pattern?
Yes.
Yes.
3 plates of fried rice are not eaten by me.
3 plates of fried rice are not eaten by
Me.
me. So who eats the fried rice if it's not you?
I think my sister or my brother.
Okay, your sister. Well, thank you, Budi. So give applause to Budi. Okay, good, Budi. And now I want to have Getia. Getia, are you there? Hello, Getia, are you there? I think her connection is unstable. So move to the other participant. I want to have Dian in here. Dian, can you hear my voice?
Yes.
Do you still remember the requirements of making a passive sentence? What things that we need to pay attention?
Uh,
Do you still remember it?
yes.
Yes.
The active sentence must followed by object.
Okay. Why an active sentence must follow by an object if we want to change it into passive?
Because the object will be subject in passive voice.
Exactly, good. That's right. Because we need the object as the subject in the passive voice.
Yeah.
If we don't have the object in the active sentence, we can't change it into passive voice. So do you know the other requirements? The other things?
The verb is not intransitive verb.
What is intransitive verb?
A verb that then followed by object.
Yeah, intransitive verb is a kind of verb that isn't followed by any object. It can stand alone. So thank you, Dian. You still remember it, and then it means that you understand. So thank you. Give applause to your friends. So now I wanna have Getia. Getia, are you there?
Yes. Here.
Do you still remember about the interrogative pattern of passive voice, passive sentence?
Yes.
What is the pattern?
The pattern is to be, is or am or are, plus subject plus verb 3 and plus apa question mark.
Yeah, question mark. Good. Thank you, Getia. So can you make a sentence of interrogative pattern?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Are you made noodles? Are you made noodles?
Are you made a
Bisa nggak?
noodle? Can you translate it in Indonesia?
Apa kamu membuat mie kayak gitu?
Apakah kamu membuat mie? Okay, wait. This is example. Yeah. Getia makes. Apakah kamu membuat mie? So bahasa Inggrisnya adalah Are you made noodle? Is it correct? For the other, is it correct?
No.
No. How about the others? Is it correct?
No. Are you?
Oke, kalau misalkan kalimat dalam bahasa Indonesianya adalah apakah kamu membuat mie? Ada yang tahu bahasa Inggrisnya apa?
Are you?
Apakah kamu membuat mie? That is a simple present sentence.
Oh.
Do you make noodle?
Exactly. Thank you, Budi. Kalau misalkan kalimatnya adalah apakah kamu membuat mie? Bahasa Inggrisnya akan menjadi do you make noodle? Itu Getia ya. Oke. Ingat, untuk kalimat pasif, kata kerjanya kalau di bahasa Indonesia kan dia harus berbunyi the atau ter. Kalau tadi kalimatnya Getia, kata kerjanya kan membuat, berarti me. Me itu adalah kalimat aktif. Berarti itu bukan kalimat pasif. Oke, Getia?
Oh, iya, iya.
Kalau misalkan kalimatnya Getia tadi dirubah menjadi kalimat pasif, ada yang di sana. Tadi kalimat aktifnya kan apakah kamu membuat mie? Ada yang bisa kalau misalkan dirubah menjadi kalimat pasif? I wanna have the other students. Okay, Santi, please.
Is noodle made by you?
Is noodle made by you? Kalau bahasa Indonesianya akan jadi apa, Santi?
Apakah mie dibuat olehmu?
Iya, good. Kalau tadi kan kalimat aktifnya, apakah kamu membuat mie? Lalu sekarang kalau dipasifkan, apakah mie dibuat oleh kamu? Oke, berubah dia ya. Yang subjeknya berubah menjadi objek, objeknya berubah menjadi subjek di kalimat pasif. Maka bahasa Inggrisnya akan menjadi, Santi, would you like to repeat once again?
Is noodle made by you?
Is noodle made by you? Exactly. Thank you, Santi. Oke, Getia bisa dipahami?
Bisa.
Masih bingung?
Lumayan.
Lumayan. Oke, coba sekarang Getia buat satu contoh kalimat dalam bentuk kalimat pertanyaan, tapi dia pasif. Berarti kata kerjanya harus di atau ter. Bisa kira-kira?
Dicoba dulu.
Dicoba. Do you need time?
Ya.
Yes. Okay, I will give you time. So, for the others, untuk yang lainnya bisa dipahami kira-kira untuk kalimat pasifnya? Do you understand about passive voice?
Yes.
Ada yang masih bingung? Do you still confused? Ada yang masih bingung kira-kira? Sudah dipahami semuanya?
Sudah.
Sudah ya, untuk rumus-rumusnya bisa dipahami?
Bisa.
Okay, how about Miranda? Miranda, do you understand
Sudah.
or still confused?
Sudah.
Okay, sudah ya. Okay, now let's have an exercise for this material. Okay, what you need to do is there are 3 examples of active sentences. Please change this into passive voice. Tolong dirubah menjadi kalimat pasif. Bisa dipahami? Bisa. Ada 3 contoh di sini kalimat dalam bentuk kalimat aktif. Nanti tolong dirubah menjadi kalimat pasif. And I will give you 5 minutes to finish this. Is it enough? 5 minutes?
Yes.
Yes. Start from now. So have you finished it? Yes? You can unmute your microphone. Have you finished it? Yes?
Yes.
Yes. How about Dian? Dian, have you finished it?
Yes.
Ya, Tia?
Masih bingung sama yang nomor 2 itu.
Okay, you still have time. How about Budi?
Yes.
Yes. Miranda? Have you finished it? Okay, can we discuss? Can we discuss it right now? It's okay if Tia doesn't finish it yet. It's okay. We will discuss it together. Who want to answer the questions number 1? The sentence number 1? I want to have Dian. Please, Dian.
Many cars are produced by Daihatsu manufacturer in Japan.
First of all, you need to read the active sentence. Please read the active sentence.
The active sentence is Daihatsu manufacturer produce many cars in Japan.
Produces.
Produces.
Because produce itu kan kata kerja pertamanya itu produce. Ada pelafalan S di belakangnya kan. Kalau misalkan ditambah S lagi dia, karena dia simple present tense, maka akan menjadi produces. Can you repeat once again?
Daihatsu manufacturer produces many cars in Japan.
Okay. Daihatsu manufacturers produces many cars in Japan. Can you translate it Indonesia?
Manufacturer itu apa, Kak?
Manufacturer is pabrik. Perusahaan. You can say
Daihatsu.
perusahaan.
Oh ya. Perusahaan Daihatsu memproduksi banyak mobil di Jepang.
Perusahaan Daihatsu memproduksi banyak mobil di Jepang. Kalau misalkan dirubah menjadi kalimat pasif, it will be
Many cars are produced by Daihatsu manufacturer in Japan.
good. Many cars are produced by Daihatsu manufacturer in Japan. Banyak mobil diproduksi oleh perusahaan Daihatsu di Jepang. Good. Thank you, Dian. How about the others? Do you have the same answer with Dian? Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How you spell produce? Bagaimana kalian mengeja produce, tulisan produce? How do you spell it, Dian?
Produce.
Ya? How do you spell it? Ejaannya, tulisannya bagaimana?
Produce. P-R-O-D-U-C-E-D.
Yeah, good. Produce. Make sure the verb produce is the verb 3. Okay. Verb 3 di sini dari produce itu harus ditambahkan D di belakangnya. Dia bagian dari regular verb. Thank you, Dian. Untuk yang lainnya, apakah jawabannya sama? Sama ya? Oke, kalau misalkan
Yes.
sama dengan Dian berarti benar. So, Dian, please choose the other friends.
Budi.
Budi. Budi, please answer the second sentence. But please read the active first. The active
Okay.
form.
She does not put the magazines in the bookshelf.
Not magazines, but magazines.
Magazines.
Can you
She
repeat
does
once again?
She does not put the magazine in the bookshelf.
Bookshelves. Can you translate it in Indonesia?
Dia tidak menaruh majalah itu di rak buku.
Okay. How if you change it into passive? So how it will be?
The magazine is not put by her in the bookshelf.
The magazines isn't put by her in the bookshelves.
In the bookshelf.
Okay. How about the others? Do you have another answers? Yang lain punya jawaban yang berbeda? Different answers? Budi tadi bilang kalimat pasifnya adalah the magazines is not put in the bookshelves by her. Oke, Santi?
My answer is the magazines are not put by her in the bookshelf.
Good. That's the correct answer, Budi. The magazines are not put by her in the bookshelves. Kenapa menggunakan are, tidak menggunakan is? Lihat di sini. To be-nya, subjeknya adalah the magazines. The magazines in here is plural because, you know, you can see the word has, the word as behind the word magazine. So this is plural. Okay, bisa dipahami, Budi?
Bisa.
So when the subject is plural, so you need to put are as the to be. The right answer is the magazines are not put in the bookshelves by her. Atau the magazines are not put by her in the bookshelves. Yang lainnya bisa dipahami?
Bisa, Kak.
Bisa?
Majalahnya isi huruf S. Maaf, Kak.
No, nggak apa-apa. Magazines in here is plural. Kalau misalkan dia singular, berarti magazine-nya without S. The magazine without S is singular. Okay. Do you understand, Budi?
Yes.
So now the last sentence, I wanna have, so Budi, please choose one of your friend.
I choose Miranda.
Miranda, please.
Do the teachers teach English on Monday?
Do the teachers teach English on Mondays? Dalam bahasa Indonesianya akan menjadi apakah?
Apakah guru tersebut mengajar bahasa Inggris saat hari Senin?
Ya, apakah guru-guru, the teachers is plural, apakah guru-guru mengajar bahasa Inggris pada hari Senin? So if you change it into passive, it will be
Are the teachers taught English on Monday?
Are the teacher taught English on Monday?
English on Monday.
Are you sure that's the answer? Yang lain kira-kira punya jawaban yang berbeda? Miranda bilang, are the teachers. Teachers di sini sebagai subject. Oke. Yang lain kira-kira punya jawaban yang berbeda? Selain Budi? Selain Santi?
Aku.
Oke, Getia.
My answer is the teachers are teach. Apa nih? The teacher are teach The teachers are teach English on Mondays.
The teachers are teach English on Monday. Guru diajar bahasa Inggris setiap hari Senin. Oke. Yang lainnya kira-kira ada punya jawaban yang berbeda lagi? Oke, coba Budi.
In my opinion, is the English is taught by the teachers on Mondays.
Is the English is taught by the teachers on Monday?
Teachers on Monday.
Oke, wow. How about yang lain? Gimana? Kira-kira yang lain? Masih belum tepat. Ada yang ya, silakan Santi.
Is the English taught by the teachers on Monday?
Is the English taught by the teachers on Monday? Oke, well, thank you Santi. Bagaimana dengan Dian?
Dian jawab sama kayak Miranda.
Sama Kak Miranda, oke. So, dari sekian jawaban yang tadi diberikan, yang paling benar adalah jawaban dari Santi. Budi tadi sedikit meleset, dan untuk Getia dan Miranda masih salah, itu masih keliru. Kenapa? Sekarang kita lihat, kalimatnya adalah, do the teachers teach English on Monday? Apakah guru-guru mengajar bahasa Inggris pada hari Senin? Oke, lihat sekarang di sini. Ini kan masih kalimat aktif. This is an active sentence. Yang menjadi subjek di kalimat ini siapa?
Guru-guru.
Ya, guru-guru. The teachers di sini menjadi subjek. Lalu objeknya adalah English. Di saat kita merubah kalimat aktif menjadi kalimat pasif, ingat sebelumnya kakak bilang, kalau dia objek di kalimat aktif, dia akan berubah menjadi subjek di kalimat pasif. Kalau dia subjek di kalimat aktif, akan berubah menjadi objek di kalimat pasif. Tadi jawabannya Miranda dan Getia, the teachers-nya masih menjadi subjek di kalimat pasifnya. Itu belum tepat, karena the teachers-nya harus menjadi objects atau the doer. Sementara yang menjadi subjek adalah English as the recipient. Maka jawaban yang tepat adalah jawabannya si Santi tadi. The English is the English taught by the teachers on Mondays. Budi tadi kenapa salah, belum tepat, karena tadi Budi bilang is the English is.
Ya.
Ini kan sudah di depan tadi, maka tidak perlu ditambahkan is lagi. Oke, ingat rumusnya tadi. Is diikuti oleh to be diikuti oleh subjek, diikuti kata kerja ketiga. Maka is yang menjadi subjek adalah the English taught by the teachers on Monday. Paham? Untuk lebih jelasnya, kakak akan ketik. Maka ini akan menjadi yang nomor 3, is the English taught by the teachers on Mondays. Oke, ini dia jawaban yang tepat. Bisa dipahami?
Bisa.
Untuk Getia, untuk Dian, and also Miranda, juga Budi, bisa dipahami? Oke. Ingat, yang menjadi subjek di sini adalah the teachers. Yang menjadi objek adalah the English. Saat dia dirubah menjadi kalimat pasif, maka objeknya akan berubah menjadi subjeknya di sini. Si subjek di sini berubah menjadi objek di sini. Paham? Paham kira-kira? Masih bingung?
Paham.
Ya, Tia masih bingung?
Sudah sedikit.
Sudah? Oke, kalau Dian, masih bingung Dian?
Tidak, Kak.
Ini memang agak sedikit tricky. harus hati-hati dalam merubah kalimat aktif menjadi kalimat pasif. Jangan sampai subjek di kalimat aktif, kalian tetapkan dia menjadi subjek di kalimat pasif. So I think that's all about today's material. Before we end this class today, do you have any questions? Ada yang punya pertanyaan kira-kira?
Tidak.
Tidak? Bisa dipahami ya sejauh ini, semoga bisa dipahami penjelasannya kakak. Kira-kira masih ada yang bingung?
Tidak.
No. So do you understand about passive voice?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Well, thank you. That's about our material today about passive voice. What you need to do when you want to remember about the pattern is do many exercise. Kalian kerjakan latihan-latihan soal. Oke? Untuk bisa menambah pengetahuan kalian. Untuk bisa melatih. Sehingga di saat kalian banyak latihan, kalian bisa ingat lebih lama. Oke? So, for the last, once again, do you have any questions?
No.
No? So thank you for today. Thank you for joining this class. And I hope that you enjoy it and you learn something valuable. So tomorrow we will have quiz and I hope that you can answer the quiz. So if you don't have any questions, I will end this online meeting. Thank you for today and see you for the next meeting. Okay, see you. Bye-bye.
Bye.